Hi there. Okay, I've got an ex who's still in love with you. Pretty obsessed with you, actually. The challenge here, I've got Lenormand out, is the family. I feel it's a family issue. Okay, and it's like your ex doesn't stand up to them. All right, I feel it's family. If it's not family, it's a close group of friends, but I still feel more strongly it is family. Okay, and I feel they had a lot to do with the separation. There was a lot of tension, a lot of arguments. They didn't confront somebody about something that they should have done, and the knock-on effect was that they let you down. Okay, and it caused you a lot of disappointment, a lot of grief, a lot of pain. Now, from these three Lenormand cards, I see that they're a really kind person, your ex. I feel they're kind, okay, but they haven't almost got the balls to stand up to whoever these family members are. There's particularly, I feel, one female member who is the most confrontational, okay, and you were let down. All right, now they're still in love with you, okay, so I'm going to have a look today what challenges we've got as of when you watch this video, but also, are they going to do anything about this? You know, are they actually going to change? Because I'm hearing to say to you that, yeah, they still love you. They're still, you know, low-key obsessed with you. However, from your point of view, you've done a lot of healing. And do you want somebody coming back in that is still almost a yes sir, no sir energy with their family? Okay, because that causes problems. All right, so let's have a look. Let's see. I'm going to use some more Lenormand to go a little bit deeper. Just while I'm shuffling though, main thing, you're okay. If you would like a reading, click on the title of the video. Links are below in the description box. Everything's on the website, and there's a special $1 reading as well, so go check that out. So let's get into this. Let's just push those along. Let me just see what else is coming out in this. Right, yeah, their energies come out, so they really are very, very stuck at the moment. I feel your ex is stuck. The main energy is that confrontation around their family. Okay, they're just too soft with them. That's what I'm hearing. Okay. And it's almost okay. This is really to the point. But I'm hearing the word obligation. It's almost like they feel they have an obligation, okay, to, especially this central energy, whoever this person is, they feel that they need to almost toe the line, all right? They need to almost toe the line here. But from your point of view, it just causes a lot of grief and a lot of pain. Let's just have some more. Yes, they see you as their soulmate, okay? They do see you as a soulmate. Interesting, the child's out. This goes back to childhood. What I'm hearing to say to you, if you take nothing else from this reading, is your intuition was correct. It is all due to the childhood dynamics, okay? So in families, we all have, to be honest, a different reality of our childhood, but within some families there are dynamics where you will have the golden child, the scapegoat, and then sometimes the invisible child. Okay, now I feel that your ex is a kind person. I know they've messed up, and I think with you they became very cold and unemotional, and I don't think you could quite believe that they didn't stand up for you. They should have stood up for you, okay? But I feel before they met you, there was a pattern in that family where they were almost the peacekeeper, okay? They were the peacekeeper, and there's a female energy in this family with that whip out in the centre that is very confrontational and is possibly quite narcissistic. The female energy has a massive ego. They will do favours for you, I'm hearing, but then they want something back. They're your friend if you are towing the line, as we say in the UK. If you are doing what they want you to do, they will be your friend. However, with you, you saw through this person, you saw through their energy, you saw through their lies. I'm hearing you tolerated them to start with, but there came a point where they crossed the line with you because it was starting to affect your relationship. Okay, it was basically starting to, your relationship up, and quite rightly so. You expected your ex to at least say something here, okay? But they didn't, okay? They just almost sat there, all right? They just sat there. So yeah, it goes back to childhood. Yes, definitely. Your ex was a real, oh gosh, they were just too soft with this female. Far, far, far too soft, okay? They turned a blind eye to it. They turned away from it, which is okay. Some arguments, you pick your battles, okay? But in this case, this female is very, very driven to what they want, like a narcissistic. Could be a covert narcissist, I'm hearing, that they can come across as lovely, but there's always a price to pay for whatever they do, okay? Yeah, massive confusion and instability this brought into your relationship. But I think for you, the most frustrating part was it wasn't confusing. You could see exactly what was going on. Yeah, it's definitely family. The trees come out. Yeah, it's a family issue. Definitely from childhood. So that's where we are at the moment. Let's just see what else is going on. Can you give me any other information on the environment, please? Are they going to make a move? No, Ace of Wands is in the reverse. So they know they've missed their opportunity with you. Okay, they know they've missed the opportunity with you. They've completely messed up. I still feel they carry a torch for you, even though it's in the reverse. They've wasted it. Okay, they have got dragged back into family dynamics. Now, it's not always easy to break from them, okay, because we are conditioned. I'll just throw that in here a bit. I think all of us, if we're honest, are conditioned like family's everything. And yeah, it is, if you don't have a family that possibly everyone's got a different role and you get dragged back into it. And I just feel that your ex thought it was easier not to argue. And these games have been going on long before you came in, okay? Long before you came in. But you were right, and this is a message for you. It's not acceptable. If you have a partner, or you live with someone, or long term, or married, or civil partnership, your relationship is a priority, okay? It is a priority. And unfortunately, some families do interfere, and they do almost put the partner down, okay? So your ex is still, I don't know, they're just struggling, all right? They've taken on too much of this family energy. They need to get out of it. Yeah, the devil's here in their environment. It's a toxic family, okay? Could be a materialistic family as well. A family that are just very ego-driven. I do feel the female energy is pretty ego-driven. Maybe she's materialistic, career, money, all of that kind of thing, status, okay? But as a generality, you know, your ex is still obsessed with you, with the devil. It is a card of obsession, but they are chained to this cycle. They need to break out of it, okay? They need to break out of it. There's a lot of secrecy in that family. Did you find out something? It doesn't have to be anything dreadful by secrecy. I mean, it can be, but it doesn't have to be. But I just feel that you were very tolerant, but you worked out what was going on. And I feel what I'm saying to you today is nothing that you don't already know. Okay? That you don't already know. Anything else on the environment? Clarify that devil for me, please. King of Swords in the reverse. Couple of energies here. Could have been their father figure who's a real tyrant. The King of Swords in reverse can be a real tyrant, okay? Very critical, very unemotional, big boys don't cry energy, okay? But really cold, really cold. I feel your ex is a softie at heart, okay? I do feel that your ex is a real softie. But there's also, this could be their energy as well. So they are in the reverse, which means that they're just switched off, okay? Did they ghost you? They could have ghosted you just completely. I think that was the hardest thing for you, was they went from like the dog in the Lenormand, which is very loyal, very faithful, just kind, you know, like your best friend energy, someone that you really trust, okay, to a person who you didn't recognise anymore. Just very cold. Now, you might have said to them they had to choose between you and this situation, and they didn't stand up for you, but you were totally right. I think that really is the key message here for you, to say to you, yeah, this family effed it up, you know, and I feel that they've done it before you came along, before you even came into the scenario, okay? 10 of Pentacles in the reverse in the environment. What a dysfunctional family. There's your clarification, or our clarification, like we didn't know already. The 10 of Pentacles in the upright is a family or a family situation, legacy. Okay, it's a legacy card. But within this energy, for me, it is that family that are dysfunctional. If they argued about money, do they not get on? Was there a will? And, you know, anything like that. Or maybe one parent doesn't talk to one child, or there's something really quite toxic about your ex's family's energy, which is a real shame. You know, it is a shame, but there could be some financial issues as well within the family. But as a generality, there's no stability, okay? And I just feel that they're in this together, but they're all looking out for each other, and especially the female, okay? So that energy is still present today, if that's what you wanted to know today. For me, it's still there. You know, King of Swords in the reverse, 10 of Pentacles in the reverse. You know, the King of Swords can mean lawyers as well. So there could be an issue surrounding a property or money, because Pentacles are money, physical, earth. Okay, but it's not stable. It's very toxic. Someone's frightened of losing their hold on something in the physical. Okay, very manipulative energy going down. Let me just see what else is going on your ex's energy. I want the, oh, there we go, the deep truth, please. your soul left the meeting, they're disconnected. Yeah, that's what I was getting with this King of Swords, that they've just switched off, that there's nothing there. Okay, they love you, they do love you, but they went from being someone who had a soul, and they've still got it, but they hadn't got the balls to stand up for you or themselves. And I honestly feel there was not just a psychological tie, but something in the physical that they could have lost, or they were frightened of losing, maybe disinherited, who knows, but they went along with it, okay? They went along with it, pretending to like people, okay? They're people pleasing and they're exhausted. Yeah. They're stuck. They're stuck in this, okay? They are stuck in this. Until they stand up for what they believe in, they are going to keep repeating this cycle, okay? And I think this is the message for you today, that you were right. Okay, you weren't imagining it, because I think you were possibly gaslit as well. I feel somebody would have said, oh, you're too sensitive, don't be so dramatic, oh, you're making it up, they didn't mean it. Oh, that's the favourite one, they didn't mean it. Well, my cards here are telling me a totally different story. You know, the devil in your ex's environment with the King of Swords in the reverse and the Ten of Pentacles in the reverse. No, it's... you know, there could be some financial disaster looming. But yeah, your ex is exhausted and they're still doing it. They're still people pleasing at the moment. And under all of it, the reason they're in the Ace of Wands in reverse is because they're totally overstimulated. They're stressed. They're stressed. They don't know which way to turn, okay? Overstimulated. They've got too much on. They've taken on all of this. And yeah, I'm going to say it again before we get to the outcome, get my tarot deck out. I feel that there was another relationship they had before they met you, okay, that went the same way, but they didn't see that, okay? Let's have a look. Anyway, let's get to the end, Keels. Let's see, what are they doing? Are they going to come back in? Are they going to blow? Are they going to actually grow some balls? Yes, eventually. Three of Wands. Yeah, I do feel that card flew out. That is a card of, I feel they will try to reconnect with you, but through a friend group, okay? They're going to start looking at how they can move. Now, they're also going to offer the Ace of Pentacles, so yes, they will come back in, and they're going to hope you're going to take that offer, all right? At the moment, at Four of Pentacles, they're flip-flopping, and I feel what the message is today is that they're not going to come straight into you. I feel they're going to go in via a different route. It could be through a friend that you have, or an acquaintance that knows both of you, okay? But I'm going to say it, that I do feel that they are trying to protect their assets in some shape or form. Four of Pentacles, okay? They're going to come in via a friend, but they're not going to say too much until they're sure of what you will do. They're going to be a little bit avoidant still. But way down the line, okay, is the Ace of Pentacles. So you will hear from this person, especially if you've been apart for a while. Okay, that they want to give you, they might want to remarry, they might want to recommit, live together again, okay, but they're hoping that you will accept this. But I feel what you're going to get is flip-flop energy to start with, and this is important. So there will be some communication or some method of getting in touch with you via somebody else because of the distance. And then they're going to pull back. And I feel this is going to go on for a little while until eventually you will get the truth out of your ex. Okay? But you get to choose. You get to choose. And the card, what you should do at the bottom is the moon. So when that comes out in that position, nothing's clear yet. Don't take everything at someone's word. There's two sides to this, and we know what a lot of it is from this reading. Just keep going down your path. Okay, don't get involved. Just wait. That's what I'm hearing. Wait. Okay, so you'll get the first sort of movement, but then I feel this person will pull back. Okay, why will they pull back? Yeah, because they will be trying to work out how they're going to make a success of this. Yeah, and then they're not sure how they're going to do it. And also what's on their mind, I was just thinking, 5 of Pentacles, finances are on this person's mind, all right? Being left out, and also being pushed out and left out in the cold, all right? They've relied on this family unit too much for something. Anything else, please? Yeah, 6 of Cups. They will come back into your life, okay? But again, this is a card of the past and family, and it can also talk about nothing changing, you know? And I think that's important for you. You don't want to go back to the past. They have to come in, not with pillow talk, but with something that is what you want this time, because you have every right, you deserve it, you are worthy. We're not taking breadcrumbs anymore, okay? So the 6 of Cups can speak of somebody who's still in the past, or they almost want to keep everything as it is. It's not always a card about growth. Okay, so there we go. I hope that's helped one person today. Wherever you are though, just take care, and remember you're on the pedestal. Okay, you get to choose. You are worthy, you're amazing, you are just absolutely everything. They were so lucky to even breathe the same air as you. Okay, just remember that and tell yourself that every single day. Okay, I love you, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.